This podcast is part of the Listen Frederick Podcast Network. To learn more, visit listenfrederick.com.
What's up, everyone? It's episode 66 of Beers in the Lot. On this episode, the guys and I talked about the NHL All-Star competition and how they really should do some new stuff, shake that up a bit. Then we moved on to a little bit of Caps and Pens history. Turns out Fehervary's shorthanded goal on Sunday was pretty unique, actually. Then we touched on how Sidney Crosby showed a little bit of frustration in his second game this season. So let's get to it.
Uh-oh, what's that face, Aaron?
Tonight I've got, from Brow Brothers Brewing Company in Marshall, Minnesota, an American Bitter Sheephead Ale.
Oh, yeah, you're not going to like that.
You don't like that.
This is not my cup of beer. I'm not a fan. I tell you what, though, it tastes like the kind of beer that somebody who likes this type of beer would enjoy. Because I've had beers and people are like, oh, try this, it's good, and it tastes an awful lot like this. So people who like this sort of beer probably would like this. Me, not so much. I'm still drinking it, though.
Bitter beer face.
Yeah, bitter beer face.
Bitters are tough.
Yeah.
They got to be like really good, or you have to be English.
Yeah, that too. Oh no, I'm English. Austin Powers over there.
What you got in that cup, Riggs?
I picked up Flying Dog's Freezing Season Winter Ale since it is getting a little chilly at nighttime now. Getting close to winter time. It's pretty good.
It is getting to be that freezing season.
It is I will call this a toasty winter ale.
Toasty.
Toasty.
Kind of makes me wish I had some taste buds.
Why, Daniel? What happened?
Oh, you know what happened, Johnny.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Daniel and I guess, played games with the Ottawa Senators or something. We're in COVID protocol.
Oh.
So we're drinking water that we
Which
can
is
water.
good for you.
We're hydrating. Daniel unfortunately lost his taste buds. I have my taste buds still. Thank the Lord. Not that I need them, but yeah.
Wait, what?
But I've been eating a very bland, nutritious diet since my COVID.
What are you, in prison?
I feel like it a little bit. Mentally, yes.
Bread and water?
No, not bread and water. Like the Goodfellas when they were in prison. You know, they ate well.
They ate really well.
They ate really well. Yeah.
He's punishing himself.
Yeah.
Oh.
Joe had this system for the garlic, or Jimmy had the system for doing the garlic. It cut it really fine.
Yeah,
It was Jimmy had the garlic.
The old man.
Yeah, Jimmy. Or no, Jimmy was a gent.
It was Paulie.
Yeah, it was Paulie.
Yeah.
Paulie had the good system for the garlic. That's right. So
Anyway.
yeah, went to Johnstown, had a good time, got COVID. Whatever. So
That old story.
Tale as old as time. Yep.
yeah, it's tale as old as 2019. Really, if you think about it. Yeah, but
we had a great time though.
we had a great time, and you know we're not. I can speak for myself. I'm doing okay, so I'm thankful for that at least. So
yeah, that's good. So,
Pens suck.
Pens suck. Oh, what were you saying? You said something about Ottawa a minute ago. What is it? 10 guys are in COVID protocol? They
Yeah,
games?
now 10 guys. And actually on Saturday when they played the Penguins, there were rumors that they were going to sign guys to like PTOs, like Mark Mathot, who's been retired for like what, 2-3 seasons now, they were going to sign him to a PTO to play.
Wow.
It was that bad.
Scabs.
Yeah, scabs
Wow.
essentially.
Bringing in
It's all,
scabs.
and there was a lot of talk too. Like I remember, like when they did away with the taxi squad, how teams were going to deal with the salary cap. So you already see, like they had to cancel a game for Ottawa. This is the first one they've had to cancel, but Pittsburgh's had some COVID trouble. Colorado had some to begin the season. There's going to be more teams, unfortunately, that
Yeah, this won't be the first time. I don't think.
Yeah,
Well,
unfortunately.
Well, now they're like postponing games, right? So
Yeah.
Ottawa's 3 games the next like week or so are postponed. How many more schedule adjustments is it going to take before the Olympics are in jeopardy?
Stop, sir. Hard stop, please.
I didn't even think about that.
Breaking my heart. Breaking my heart.
I mean, as much as I want to see them, is it the smartest thing even now? I mean, even before these schedule changes are happening. I mean,
well, they do have the All-Star break built in too. So maybe the All-Star game gets busted up before the Olympics, but we'll see.
Which one do they make more money off of?
Right.
Well, I can tell you which one they make more money off of. NHL makes $0.0 off the Olympics. I did see something cool though, because the All-Star games in Vegas, they were going to do like the traditional skills. So like fastest skater, hardest shot, most accurate on ice, but then do something on the strip with the skills. I don't know what they're planning, but the fact that it's different, I'm actually all for it. Because frankly, like outside of the fastest skater, hardest shot, to me, that's like the only thing I really care about. Accurate shooter, because like, I don't know how you guys feel about accurate shooter. Like I feel a lot of NHL guys could pick, the top 4 corners and then that middle bar. I think of more accuracy in terms of like, I want to see a goalie in the net. You're hitting it far side from like, a weird angle, stuff like that. Like that to me is more accurate than some guy pecking, foam targets, right?
Yeah, I mean, kids, for whatever reason, kids love to see those foam targets get hit. So that's probably a big part of why they still do that. But it would be really cool to see, like, I don't know, the puck's over on the one face-off dot, and the goalie has to face that face-off dot, and then have to pass over for a one-timer. So, like, that kind of cool. That would be kind of cool to see for, like, an accuracy or, I don't know, anything besides shooting a stupid foam targets. I mean, put a shooter tutor in net, and one time I'll be able to go out there.
I really feel.
No, for real, though. I mean, one time I'll probably be able to go out there and hit 5 in a row, and then other times I'll never hit it again. But these guys too, I mean, the best shooters in the league, they're going to miss once in a while, and it's not really a skills competition. That particular aspect of it is not really a good measure, if you ask me. But,
they're standing still.
Yeah, it's not a game situation. Like it's silly. Yeah.
They might as well be on their driveway. Like it's not
like Ovechkin.
That's what it is.
Quarantine.
Yeah.
He's taking his sticks and shooting tennis balls into a ratty old net.
Like, I bet you Pavel Barber could go to that skills competition and rock those little foam targets probably better than a lot of the pros could. Like, it's silly. Not to take away from Pavel Barber, he's really good, but I mean, he practices that sort of stuff standing still.
Or Swaggy P. Yeah, those two guys.
So, what are they going to do on the strip? Like, go to a bunch of casinos and play different games, and whoever loses the least wins? Like,
I thought it'd be funny as somebody who goes to Vegas, like they have to run up and down the strip and see who can collect more of the stripper cards in like 10 minutes. They could do that. They could guess the next song at the Bellagio fountain. They could do that. That'd be a good one. You have to take as many photos with like the creepy kids mascots they have that look all dirty and run down. The people that dress up as like the Minions or Marilyn Monroe and shit.
Oh my
God.
God.
Do that.
Gritty's gonna be running wild on that strip.
Yeah.
From the mean streets.
He probably goes to Atlantic City for his fun. Like he ain't going to Vegas. So,
he goes to Atlantic City for his vices, not for his fun.
Yeah, which is fun for Gritty.
Yeah, he goes to Atlantic City weekly.
Yeah. he's like Nucky Thompson on Birdwork Empire. He just runs that town. Trying to think. What else can you do in Vegas? Oh, buy an overpriced drink, like an overpriced novelty drink. Who can find one and chug it? You have to hit the slots at the Margaritaville Casino. That'd be a good one.
You have to get a puck over the Bellagio fountain from the top of the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
Yeah. God. You have to ride the bull at PBR bar. I don't know. And eat 25 wings at the Hooters Hotel and Casino. Is the other one, I guess. I don't know. I think that's cool though. Like, do something different to like kind of, because I feel like the last couple of All-Star, like, I mean, growing up, I loved them. I thought they were cool. I don't know why, but like over the course of the last, like, what, 10 years, I feel like they just kind of, it's gotten stale. Maybe because as a hockey fan, I'm just like, this isn't the truest form of an All-Star game, or like, this isn't best on best.
Here's what I've said the last couple of years with the popularity of the outdoor games. Instead of the outdoor games, especially the Winter Classic, being a regular season game that counts for 2 points in the standings at the unofficial halfway point of the season, where we're starting to head into the march towards the playoffs and all that, make the All-Star game the outdoor game, but come up with some kind of format that makes sense for outdoor hockey. And I don't know what that means, but incorporate the outdoor aspect of it in the format of the game and make the outdoor game the All-Star game.
That'd be cool.
What about like a mixed co-ed game? Bring like the women's Olympic team members in, split them up, do something like that.
That would be awesome. Yeah, like different things like that.
Yeah,
like,
do something. It's just,
but having just like the conferences against each other, and the people vote or they don't vote on the players or however they're selected, and
yeah,
it's just
it's dumb.
So boring.
Yawn.
I have no interest at all. Yeah.
And the players don't care.
No, they don't.
They don't care. Like,
well, I liked when they did the draft a few years ago. Remember that? Phil Kessel was dead last. You remember that?
That was the highlight. That was the only thing.
It wasn't even hockey. It wasn't even the hockey.
That was the coolest part. Was Phil was dead last, and he was just laughing at everybody.
But again, that's the whole thing about like the league needs to figure out how to showcase the personalities in the NHL that are so interesting and entertaining without putting them at risk, right? Because the players,
let's face it.
Well, the players are so concerned about risk of their own personal exposure, so they don't like you see it in the interviews and stuff that they do. There's no personality usually, and so that draft format was a perfect opportunity for that. Or even all the behind the scenes stuff that we talked about before, the 24/7s and the Becoming Wilds and all that kind of stuff. Like, it shows you who the humans are that are involved in the game. That's the interesting part. Like, who cares about stupid All-Star game?
Yeah. Oh, this guy can pass it into a mini net 5 times in a row. This particular time he tried.
Who cares, man?
Okay.
And the funny thing is about those All-Star games when like guys are hitting corners or passing the mini net. There's some dude sitting at home in his armchair like, that bum missed a breakout pass 2 games ago. It cost us the game. He's a bum. Like, there's some dude just sitting at home crushing him in his armchair and just yelling, he's a bum.
That skills competition is basically a glorified stick and puck session.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
And really, okay, what is that whole like 3 or 4 days or whatever the whole event encompasses really for. It's just a, sponsor love fest. Like, the sponsors of the league and the media partners and the teams and some of the players, all get together and, get to hobnob, and lots of money's thrown around and deals are made, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, that's all it is.
For the chillins.
That's the other
little
thing.
ones, yeah.
Well, it's like
I get that.
Yeah. It's like John said. It's like, in the last 10 years or so of life, like when you became an adult.
When you
some of us are still doing,
brain was fully developed.
Yeah. Some of us are still doing that. Yeah.
It's like, it's not really interesting anymore.
Yeah, it's debatable.
It's for the kids. Kids love seeing that sort of stuff. But,
no, it is, and I get that
and that's good. Yes, that is very good.
I have those same memories, man. Like when I was younger, I thought that All-Star skills competition was the best thing. Like that was one of the highlights of the season.
Yeah.
But
I remember thinking exactly the same thing.
Now I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
So you know what? If going back to how this came up, if the schedule gets backed up, whack the All-Star weekend.
Whack the All-Star weekend. Whack it. Send me the Olympics.
Red X over it.
Yeah, put a big red X over it.
Make Ottawa play 3 and 3 nights.
Yeah. Instead of seeing the best players in the league, make us watch Ottawa.
Ouch. That hurts. There's some guy listening to this in Ottawa right now, like, you're a bum. Same guy.
Oh, they know that team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see the thing that the Kachuk brothers, whatever it was it Matthew?
Brady
I guess
Brady and Matthew talking about the C.
Yeah, talking about how
a bunch of losers.
Those two are pretty silly. They're pretty funny. I like.
Well, no, it's funny. The cool part about that is last year they weren't doing that. So they would get together and they would talk, but they wouldn't show anybody any emotion. That was one of the first times where they were joking with each other, smiling and laughing and everything. And like Matthew pointed at his shoulder at his A, and like, Brady was laughing and stuff. So
I just like how Matthew was like, oh yeah, he knows during summer, he knows who calls the shots. Honestly, it's probably mom.
Yeah, it's probably mom.
It's pretty funny.
That's great.
What else are we talking about? We're talking about something.
You want to talk about like your shorthanded goal, Aaron, and how we were there for that? You lost your phone in the depths of
that weird thing.
Yeah. Let's talk about that weird stat. Riggs, you pulled this up. That go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't pull it up. Japers Rink, which is like a well-known Capitals blogger site. They posted a thing because Martin Fehervary last night. Yeah, last night.
Yeah,
Sunday
last
night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they Washington played Pittsburgh, and Martin Fehervary scored a shorthanded goal, and he's a rookie defenseman. Played a really good game. Like I haven't seen him play much between Hershey and Washington, but I've never seen him skate that well.
He played way better than that 61 guy in Philadelphia did.
He's a bomb.
Last Thursday.
Yeah. From what I remember. So Fehervary scores a shorty and he's a D. And so Japers Rink put up this thing that the last Washington Capitals player that scored a defenseman that scored a shorthanded goal while a goalie was still in the net, not an empty net goal, was Ivan Majesky way back in 2006.
2006, yep.
I don't have the graphic up in front of me. Against your Pittsburgh Penguins.
The Pittsburgh Penguins. What's really funny,
I thought it was 2008. I thought it was 2008.
2006.
It was 2000, okay.
It's really interesting. Of the last 5 defensemen to score a shorthanded goal, regardless of a goalie in the net or not, Fehervary on Sunday, John Carlson in 2015 against Pittsburgh, Mike Green against Florida, Jeff Schultz against Pittsburgh, and then Jeff Ivan Majesky against Pittsburgh. The last 5, 4 of them been against Pittsburgh.
So weird.
It's crazy how these sort of stats, I don't know. It's like, of all the times that a defenseman's going to score a shorthanded goal, 4 out of 5 are against Pittsburgh. The rivalry, which, I mean, there's probably something to be said about the numbers where the Pens and the Caps play a lot, but this could happen at any game. Like, this isn't right. Like, oh, it's the Caps always seem to play really well shorthanded defensively against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Like, why is this? It can only be the hockey gods. We were talking about it earlier. That sometimes the numbers might play a part in it, but there's some stuff you just can't explain. Like, there's and you see it all throughout hockey. But it's really funny too. This particular instance, the Ivan Majesky goal. 3 of the 4 of us were present in the building when this happened, and I don't know. It's just really weird when it seems like every game that I've ever gone to where it's Caps and Pens, something really memorable happens, and then it comes up again. History always seems to happen at every meeting for whatever reason. So,
well, yeah, the goal was from their own end.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He just shot the puck out at the net. It bounced, and Karan, I don't know what he was doing. He like waved his arms around.
It bounced like weird. It bounced and curved very weird, like maybe right when it crossed the hash marks, and he was out to like play it, and it bounced and went completely the other way, and then he tried to dive back, and it was like so embarrassing. You're like, oh my God, we're in the stands for one of these? Like, are you kidding me? Like, one of these guys?
The memory was kind of fuzzy, but I watched the video again, and it totally looked like the puck was going to go wide right. Like, if you're Karan, it looked like the puck was going to go wide to Karan's right. So he was kind of moving over so that he could like get out and stop it and then play it ahead, because they're on a power play. They want to move the puck up. So somewhere after the blue line, it hits a bounce and then gets to the hash marks. And just like John said, it curved. It went into the low left by Karan's left into the goal. Like, he was way over to the right side because that's where the puck was going. And then it curved. Like, it's bizarre. Just a weird bounce, and the puck went in the net.
So there are 3 things I remember very distinctly from that game. One,
I
remember that goal. The bouncer. Gino, Pens end up coming back. Gino wins in the shootout. Daniel, what was the 3rd thing from that game that you remember distinctly?
Aaron was so pissed off, he threw his razor underneath the bleacher.
Yeah, he lost his Motorola razor in the bowels.
2006. Remember?
Was it still Verizon Center at that? It was definitely Verizon.
It was Verizon.
Center.
Yeah, absolutely.
Aaron lost his phone in the bowels of the Verizon Center.
Yeah. We had great seats. We were down pretty low, so there were like bleachers underneath us for whatever reason. It was like,
they're kind of in the corner.
It wasn't solid underneath.
No.
Yeah, we were down in the corner, and I dropped my phone. I guess maybe I was just as surprised as Karan when the puck moved up, and then dropped my phone and went under the bleachers. And sometime late in the 3rd period, I think somebody brought it up to me, because I guess they have a way to get down there and look. I told somebody in intermission, and they're like, "Oh, we'll get it back for you." And then they got it back. I lost my phone.
So that being said, your phone was too thin, huh?
It was way too thin.
It was.
Too thin.
It was razor
razor
thin.
Razor.
That's right, razor thin.
Put sunglasses on like CSI Miami.
Dude, you want to know the funny part about that Ivan Majesky goal? I'm looking it up. He played 2005, 2006 in the league, 57 games. He had 9 points. He only had 1 goal the entire year, and that was it. That was his second goal. Wow.
Oof. Poor Karan.
Sniper.
He just retired in 2016.
Karan did?
No, or Majesky, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Did he go?
Majesky.
He went to the K.
Oh, no. So he played in the Sim for a billion years, played in the Czech League, the Select League, for Slovakia, actually, which is kind of cool. And then he ended up in the Czech and the Slovak League. Yep.
Wow.
Never played in the K. Retired. Oh, wow. So he retired when he was 41. Wow.
Wow.
He had a long career. Dang.
Go for him.
Yeah, go for him.
Yeah, good for him, bud.
Go for him.
Yeah. Meh. Jeez. I still can't believe we were there to see that shit.
Is there like a replay of that game somewhere? I'd like to watch the whole game actually.
I don't know. You'd be hard pressed to find that. I don't know. Unless they have like the archives or something like that on NHL TV or whatever.
No,
I don't think you can do that.
I don't know. Do they do that still?
I think they did it a long time ago, but it might only have been for specific games even. I don't know. You probably can't find the whole copy of that game.
I bet you could find it if you really look hard.
I mean, it's somewhere. Somebody has, like, they don't get rid of the footage, but if it's probably not on YouTube.
Razor? You still have your razor?
Yeah, I recorded it on my razor, so I'll just pull that out.
Well, the second period.
I missed the whole second and half of the third.
You can only hear it, only had audio.
Yeah, I only had audio. It was just face down in a pool of beer and some other liquid.
Gross.
But I tell you what, though, if you watched a copy of that game, it'd be unbearable given the quality that we're used to these days. Because the YouTube clip is in like 20p, like it's terrible. You can barely see the puck. There's a total of like 50 pixels on the screen, and 5 of them are a little black dot, and that's the puck. It's not good. So the other thing that came out of Penn's caps was Sid showing a little bit of frustration late in the game. He went in on a play, and then he got cut off by a young defenseman who was playing very well and out skating him a lot of the night, and just got a little frustrated, just picked the dude up and yeeted him into the boards. Which I don't think you can do that, but there isn't any rules for yeeting at this point, so maybe you got away with it. I think that's the only way that you're gonna find any kind of sense in the fact that he didn't get any supplemental discipline or penalty at the time. Like, you can't fucking do that. He threw him into the boards. He picked the guy up and threw him. So that's bad. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that, Sid.
I don't think he
Did you see that video?
He threw his arm around him, and then he yeeted him. He
did yeet him.
Sure.
Yes, he did yeet him. We'll confirm.
He did some serious yeeting. He didn't pick him up and throw him. He didn't power bomb him.
It should have been a penalty.
So
it absolutely should have been a penalty.
It should have been a penalty.
Couple things. I don't know about that. I don't know about that either way. Like, what do you call roughing?
Well, yeah,
boarding. Yeah.
How's it boarding?
He threw him into the boards.
A board is not a throw. Boarding's not throwing. It's a hit.
He checked him whatever.
He
went into the boards as a result of what Sid did.
If he had his neck and just dropped, he could have just DDT'd him.
Give him the people's elbow.
And shotgun some beers over him.
Could have just stunned him. Yeah. Why didn't he just stun him?
Yeah. And then call
for 2 beers. They were down by 5 goals.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, man. No, I think Sid is he was really
mad.
He was really frustrated because I think Sid is a student of the game and he understood the history of that shorthanded goal, so he targeted Fehervary.
Definitely. All right, that's it for this one. Thank you for listening as always. Big thank you to our Patreons who are helping to support us. If you want to find out more about that, you can find the info on beersintheLot.com. You can find out basically anything else about the podcast you want to know, either there or you can jump into Discord and ask us yourself. But either way, thanks again for listening. We'll catch you next week.